Welcome to episode 7 of the Fitasylum podcast. Today we're joined by Hannah. Han, welcome to the podcast.
Hi.
How was your journey down here?
Terrible. Not gonna lie. Got stuck. About 4 wrong turns, but made it.
Is that your usual driving?
Yeah, mine's probably a bit worse, to be fair, but I'm still here in one piece.
Oh, well, that's good. That's all that matters. We've got Hannah on today, guys, because she's a former student, a Fitasylum alumni, and she's doing very, very well. So where can they find you on social media to see how well you're doing?
On Instagram, it's just Hannah Luckavitch PT, and also on Facebook as well. I do have a TikTok, but that's just Hannah Luckavitch. If you just want to follow that would be much appreciated.
Lots of great content on there, and she's recently got a mic, so she's up in the content game.
Yeah, I am running around with that little clip-on mic.
Is it fun?
It is, actually.
Do you like creating content?
Yeah, I do, but the only thing sometimes I'm in the gym, I'm like, oh, can you just turn that music down, please? Because I can't speak into my mic, and everyone's like, excuse me, the gym's silent. But yeah, no, I do like doing the content.
Everyone in the gym watching you while you're doing your content?
Yeah, they do. They all look at me and what's she doing? What's she talking into? And I'm just chatting crap all the way around the gym.
That's us, though. Whenever we're filming in gyms, people must look at us, but I think you just get used to it, don't you?
Yeah, no, you do. At first I was a bit scared and I was just trying to hide the mic under my top and just pretending that I was just whispering, but after a few times of doing it, I'm not really bothered now. I'm just
get a little bit more confident.
Yeah, everyone knows.
I guess PT is like that as well, isn't it?
Yeah.
When you first start, you're a bit shy of coaching someone, and then you get very, very confident.
Yeah, no, you do. Quite your shell a lot more.
So we're going to talk a little bit about your PT journey to start with. So do you want to tell us why you wanted to become a personal trainer? I
think mainly because I was doing loads of different jobs and just working, and I just wasn't enjoying anything. What I was doing was just waking up thinking, oh, I've got to go to work, and I just hated that way of life. And every job that I did never really could fit in with my training. I used to be a hairdresser and I couldn't eat all day. I had no breaks and I was finishing dead late, and it was really impacting my training. And I always used to think to myself, why don't I just be a PT? But I never went for it because I thought I'm not very academically coming out of school. I wasn't very smart, and I thought you'd have to be PE, science. I was the girl, believe it or not, would come in every week for PE and be I can't do PE today, I've got a cold. I'd be forging my mum's signature all over them. But yeah, I used to properly think to myself oh no, I can't do that because I'm not smart enough to do it. But then I just decided it's the only actual thing that I could do all day, every day, and I'm never in the gym and think, oh, I don't want to be here. I just went for it, so that's why, yeah, really.
That's good. Hopefully people listening will resonate with that.
Yeah.
Why did you get into the gym in the first place then? Where did you find the love for it?
To be honest, I think it was I used to go in school when I was really young, about 14, but I don't really think that counts, to be honest.
Did they have a gym in your school?
No, not in my school. I went to a gym when I was 14. I used to go at 3 o'clock and then leave at 9 when it's shut.
What made you go to the gym at 14?
You know what? I can't actually remember. I think I just wanted to be fitter, because when I was growing up as a kid, I always was kind of chubby, as a younger kid. And as I got into high school, I just wanted to become fitter.
You see that a lot with PTs, to be fair. They were a little bit out of shape at school, not the healthiest lifestyle, and then they started going to the gym just to get a bit healthier. So it's probably the best reason to start, really.
Yeah.
And then obviously you said you're not very smart, which we would disagree with because we've had you on the course. And then you joined Fitasylum, started doing your level 3 PT.
Yeah.
You're one of my first students. How did you find the course?
All in, I do think it was very difficult, because obviously when I come from I used to do hairdressing, and then I worked in different offices. I just did basic things. So when I did the course, I was already doubting myself anyway before I did it, and I was not gonna be able to do this. But I did really, really struggle. I struggled to fit it in and prioritise my coursework, and over obviously working, training and whatnot. I did really struggle with it, but that was kind of just down to me not willing to put the effort in sometimes, or not asking for help if I needed it. But I think more towards the end, I did
you got your head down and
yeah,
you basically did the work.
I just stopped telling myself that I couldn't do it. I can do it. I know what I'm doing, and kind of just got my head down. And
I remember on our first call, you talked to me and you was right, I do my office job, I do I work as a hairdresser. I'm going to do this course, and I'm also training really hard at the moment. So I was like, when are you going to fit this in?
Yeah, I was like, that's honestly, I don't know, because I have no concept of time. I think I'll just do it then. I kind of just used to, if I'd like sometimes couldn't train, I'd just be like, right, I won't go to the gym tonight. I'll have to sacrifice that and do coursework. But then I'd be like, oh, well, I should really go to the gym. So it was kind of just like, I was fighting with myself on what to do, but I did manage to get it done somehow.
And you were learning to drive at the time as well,
Oh,
so you had
God.
so many things on your plate. But it shows that you worked hard, and even though you had so much to do and so many different roles to fill, you were still managing to get it done, because obviously you completed the course. I know the last few weeks and days were really tough for you, but you managed to get all the paperwork done.
Yeah, I did.
Was that probably the hard part? Because your practicals were excellent.
Probably, yeah, because like I would normally like, I can't think of the words what I'm going to say. Like, I'd do a piece of work or something and I'd be like, oh, that's not right, is it? And I'd doubt myself and I'd be like, it can't be right. And if I'd find something easy, I'd be like, I was a bit shocked that I found it easy rather than
Yeah, because I think you said like you were really worried about the anatomy and physiology, but then after it you were like, that was easier than I thought.
Yeah, no, I put a lot of pressure on myself. I do doubt myself before I actually like do things. I tell myself I can't do it and then I do it and I'm like, oh.
What I found was funny is you struggled with something like the easier paperwork, like the health and safety stuff. But then when it came to writing sessions and delivering sessions, you were like, oh, that's easy that day.
Yeah.
Which is what most of our students struggle with more typically. So that practical side, you were really, really strong.
I do that, I am. All the easy stuff, I'm like, I can't do it. Then the hard things, I'm like, done. But yeah.
So obviously, once you passed the course, you did really well. You worked really, really hard to finish the course. You started working as a PT. Tell everyone what like a day in the life for Hannah looked like at this point.
So at the start, I decided to go with JD and I had to commit to 10 hours working for the gym, but I also still had my office job that I did. That was like a Monday to Friday, 8 till 5. So if we're talking on a day where I was doing like my shift hours, I'd do office job 8 till 5 and then 5 till 10 in JD's shift hours.
Wow.
And then on a client day, which would be like a Tuesday, say, I'd do the same office 8 till 5 and then clients like 5 till 10 again. But then obviously training, I'd have to fit my training in. So the training would be like before my office job at like, I'd have to get up at like 5 a.m. and train, then go to work. Then in my dinner hour, I'd just use my dinner hour to like catch up with clients.
Consultations.
Yeah, and just stuff like that.
Paperwork.
So yeah, and then obviously after work I'd then go back with clients again.
Wow, so you put a lot of graft in. I remember at the start you were still doing the hair as well, weren't you? So you were either doing like hairdressing or a client in those times after work, so you put a lot of effort in.
Yeah.
And do you feel like you've got the rewards from that now? Because obviously you've left that job and you've gone on to be a PT.
Definitely, yeah, because like leaving the job was like, it would have been around this time last year, wasn't it? I qualified and started. So I always said to myself, like, I'll give myself to like summer next year, like give myself a good year. Not that I'd definitely leave. Yeah. That I would like look at leaving and see what everything is, but I left to start March. So I've done that.
Much quicker than you thought.
A lot quicker than I thought. Like I genuinely didn't think like, obviously I always knew that once I'd done the course that I'd be able to do it and this would be my job, but I didn't think I'd do it as well as I have in this little short space of time.
And that's why we wanted to bring you on, because you're such a good success story. You've done so well, and it's genuinely down to just really, really hard work, constantly learning, constantly developing. As I say, taking yourself out of your comfort zone. So year one as a PT, you're going into it. What was your goal as a PT when you started?
So I think obvious one was like to have, I think it was like a minimum of like 5 clients that were just constantly like signing up again every month after month, not just like doing a odd session and never seeing them again and leaving the office job. Like I said, like that was meant to be looking at that like for the summer.
So that's a really good goal, you know, you've got a clear target there where you're going, right, if I work really hard, I can leave my 9 to 5 or 8 to 5 job in your case, and I can do the job that I really enjoy. And obviously that was a long time ago since you went full time.
Yeah.
So how are you do you still love it?
Yeah, no, I do love it. Like, and I do think like this is like my job. Like when I wake up, even if I've got like 6 till 10 at night, which sometimes I will do, I'm not like thinking, oh, I've got to go to work. Like it's not really work. Yeah. I don't see it as work.
I remember once you said to me, you were like, I was just born to be a PT, and I was like, that's so true, isn't it?
Like it was just, must have been like, even though you won't believe it because I was the kid that didn't do PE in school, but I don't know, like it is my job.
You love it to bits.
Yeah,
Like
no, I
you
do.
can tell it comes across your social media, it comes across as you're speaking now.
Yeah.
And that's, you know, it's really enlightening to other students. What has been your biggest challenge as a PT then?
Probably like dealing with the whole like trying to keep up with trends. At first, like when I first like qualified, I had in my head like the type of client that I wanted to work with, and it turns out like that type of client isn't like
Your specialty.
my type of client. Like I've actually realised like who I'm actually meant to be working with. And like at the start when you first qualify, you've got all these other like online coaches, and I was quite scared that like PT one-to-ones were dead, because on my Instagram I was just flooded with like online coaches saying like PTs and one-to-ones is dead, and I'm just like, whoa. So I think that was my biggest challenge, like trying to keep up with them. And I was trying to like fit into like this little box where everyone did. I was trying to keep my content the same and like always putting on this like really
like
fake act.
Yeah.
And then I've only recently just started to think, you know what, no one's going to trust me to be the coach if I'm not myself. Do you know what I mean? I need to step out my comfort zone and like.
So the biggest challenge was being authentic in yourself.
Yeah.
And I think that's really good, because I remember when you started, you were talking about you wanted to work with clients that were similar to yourself.
Yeah.
So how has that changed?
I feel, I don't know, because I think once I've tried to like go out there and like think, oh yeah, girls will come to me that are like me, you know, been to the gym, maybe like new to the gym and stuff, but they actually turns out they're not actually willing to commit to it. Like
100%. And I think your knowledge has improved. So
Yeah.
like you're more confident teaching other areas now.
Yeah, I feel like you did tell me as well when I first, because you asked me like that was first, what type of client, like what would be your ideal client, and I was like, oh, just people that have like been to the gym and want to get a bit stronger, just like me really. But then I realised no one is actually like me.
I remember putting that down on the ILP that we did
Yeah.
at the start, and I asked you what your target audience was, and you went, like me.
Yeah, and you were like, I don't think that's gonna work. I was like, it will. Yeah, but it didn't.
Well, no, but you listened though. You really took the advice on, because I remember when we did the end point, we tried to help you with your business plan, how you were going forward.
Yeah.
And I remember I said to you about always putting those consultations on, and then put on your stories, update them like if it goes, that time slot, and keep people up to date with when you've got availability.
Yeah.
And I remember seeing your stories, and you really worked hard to push your business, didn't you?
Yeah.
And everything like that, any advice you could get, you were really taking on board. So when you say before that you're not that smart, I think taking that advice on shows the opposite. It shows that you are quite intelligent.
Yeah. Like I do think I am intelligent, but I meant like on paper. Academically, there, that's the word.
But you passed all the exams.
Yeah, I did, true.
And you passed them first time, which is good. What has been your biggest success of year one then? What would you say it is? Because there's lots of things. You've left your job, you've increased your knowledge base, you understand your clientele a little bit better. So what would you say your greatest success was for your first year?
Probably leaving like my office job and coming full time, because that was like so scary to me. Like from when I started, and I used to sit and think like, oh, it's not going to work, I'm not going to work, and then I've done it and I'm still here, it's worked. So that was probably be the biggest.
Can't be that bad.
Yeah, can't, it's not, no.
Good stuff. What are you most excited for the rest of 2023? So I think I saw a stat the other day, we're like a third of the way through the year, which is quite scary when you think of it.
I know it is. I looked at my phone, I was like, oh my God, it's like nearly May. What the hell?
So what are you excited for the second 2/3 of the year?
Probably my new programme that's going to be coming out. I'm going to announce it on my Instagram on Friday, so...
Nice. I love how you've got that like already scheduled in your mind. And have you already written the program?
Yeah, I've got it all. It's all done. I just want to like announce it on Friday, so it'll be on my Instagram.
Tell everyone about it now.
So it's going to be called Sculpt Program, and it's just a 12-week one. So whether you're a new to the gym beginner or advanced, I think that's what they call them, isn't it? Advanced,
intermediate, advanced.
Intermediate, yeah. And it's designed just to give you knowledge of how like to train and like what to do, and it's going to be calories, macro guidance, and it can be tailored to you and your goals, and it just runs for 12 weeks. And my first intake will probably be, what month are we in now? April? May the 1st.
Awesome.
So, yeah, try not to give too much away, because we post will be...
Well, this podcast is episode 8, so it won't go out until late May.
Oh yeah, we're good. So you'll probably already see it. It's going to be amazing. So,
we'll tag you and share you on our stories.
Thank
and
you.
try and promote it to our clients as well. What is one tip you would give someone currently in education?
Probably to just get down and get your work done. I know it probably seems a bit hard. You think, oh, I've got this to do, but everyone has enough time. And I've learned that myself. Like, if I can do all of that, and even when I'm working, like, after qualifying, and I can still manage to fit things in, like my training. Like, you do have enough time, you've just got to prioritise it, and you've got to think, like, if I don't do this now, then what's the point in doing the course? Like, what am I doing it for if you're going to half, like...
100%. My business coach used to always say to me, priority is singular. Make sure you have one singular priority. And it sounds like you've got that with your next program that's coming out. Like, that's your clear focus. So, you know, I think having a goal or a focus and make sure it is singular and that you're going to get that done is really, really important for other students or people in education. And one tip for fellow professionals, this could be a PT or someone who's just a general profession.
I just think be yourself. Like, don't try and fit into this, like, dead, like, positive, professional, like, online coach that stands there waving their hands about and getting, like, a videographer in. Like, just be yourself. And if that means, like, being a bit inappropriate sometimes on your page, or just, like, doing what I do, like, running around the gym, like...
Yeah, yours is very funny. Tell people a little bit about your content and how you would describe it.
See, I don't know, because I do sit there, and I'm going to admit, I do sit there and laugh at it, because I do laugh at myself, like, just whatever. But I go in with the intention of filming, like, a little workout, talk you through what I'm doing, why I'm doing it, give you some tips, and it just never goes to plan. I end up watching the whole video, and I'm just talking in the camera and think, but it's just, like, how I am. Like, it's just my personality, like, coming on the video. So I just make a little reel and I post it. And the first one I did, a lot of people liked, and they're like, oh, can you do some more of these? So I just kind of posted it again.
They're very relatable tips and very authentic tips. That's how I would describe it. But do you think that leads me on to the next bit now? We had a discussion last week with a couple of my friends who are in social media, and they said, like, that corporate business image is kind of gone now. Even if you go to, like, somewhere really, really fancy, it's more about people want authentic. So, like, people will go to gastro pubs or they'll go to independent restaurants now because they want that authenticity as opposed to going to a chain. So how do you think that's changed over the last few years? Because I know, like, with online coaching, it's more you want that personality and that more of someone who's relatable rather than someone who is not very relatable. It's more business-like. So do you have a blend of that, or do you think that is completely dead, that corporate image?
I think obviously you are in a business, so you do have to be somewhat professional, but I feel like that's, like, more like in the behind-the-scenes stuff that you're doing, rather than, like, if you're speaking to people, talking to people, like, you don't want to speak to a robot, like, communicating, like... If I stood there with my clients and was talking to them in, like, PT voice and was like, this is how you do this, move it, they'd be like, Hannah, what you doing? Just talk normal. So I do think you do have to, like, be somewhat professional with your business, but I do think, like, the corporate image, that's mainly dead. Like, it is, people buy, like, personality. They're not going to, they probably pick you if you're like, oh, I can relate to her, she's quite funny, we get on. Over someone who's, like, really professional. And
I completely agree. I think if someone signed up for your PT through your Instagram who had never met you, they'd come in person and be like, oh, she's actually the same person. Where I think too many times years ago that wouldn't be the case.
No.
I know, like, I bought into loads of YouTubers and, like, say if you went and met them at, like, Body Power, and they're just completely different. I think you'd be upset and, like, a bit disappointed.
There's, like, no personality there, and you're like, whoa, like, just have a laugh. Like, I can't deal with that, but I've done that before. Like, even when I was younger, like, I've signed up with different PTs, and I get to them and they would always dead, like, professional, and it would leave me feeling quite nervous going to them, and I would hate that. I know people coming to the gym new, like, normally are nervous, but I would hate if a client would be nervous to come and speak to me or, like, anything like that, because that would be, like, my biggest fear, because I am just the least, like, serious person ever. Like, all my clients are like, you are so laid back, it's not even funny, and then they'll probably, if they listen to this, they'll be like, yeah, cheers.
That's true though, and I think it creates a good environment. Like, I know where we work at Fitasylum, like, Harry's really relaxed and he's our manager, but as long as work's getting done, like, we can have a laugh, but we can also be serious when it needs to be. And I think that's the same as what you're saying. When it comes to training, the nutrition, the knowledge, the actual application, you've got that professionalism. But when it comes to the personal side of personal training, which is the first word of our job title, is you can be personal as well. And people enjoy that and they like the authenticity.
Definitely.
That's awesome. And I think for people going forward, if they're looking at your socials, what can they expect coming up?
So obviously I will be putting my new programme out, so I'll be keeping everyone updated on, like, how the girls are getting on and, like, what we do in, like, the classes and things. Obviously we'll do some more, like, talking videos. I'm trying to get the girls to get involved with them.
Are these your clients then when you say girls?
Obviously I'm a woman's only coach. I call them all girls and they're like, we're women, but I'm like, yeah, call you girls. I'm trying to get them to do some like filming, like content, because I have asked like sometimes, because you know sometimes I'm like, oh, I don't know what to post, and I do come into like a bit of a rut of like not knowing exactly what to post. But I think, you know, we're doing some more like client videos and trying to get them mic'd up and let's see how it goes, and like just see, so people can look on my page and be like, oh,
that's an actual client.
Yeah.
Where a lot of people will see someone who's in good shape and they'll go, oh, well, they're just natural like that. Where I think if you show a client who's going to talk about their journey, again, it comes back to that authenticity, which is really good. You collaborate with a lot of PTs though, don't you? Because like you have a coach that you work closely with. And I remember on the course, she helped you out a little bit with some knowledge and stuff like that. She did. So I always recommend people collaborate with other coaches.
I always think, obviously, if you're in the industry yourself and you believe in the coaching, then why wouldn't you have a coach? Like a lot of people said to me, but you're PT, so why do you have a coach? I'm like, one, it's mainly for time, and two, is like you still need someone to keep you accountable.
Accountability.
Like I'm not a robot. Like so I need someone to be like, Hannah, you're doing this today. Like you've not done this. I need someone to put me in place, and that's what it's for. Like I believe in the industry, so I am going to buy into it.
I think that's so important. I always disagree when PT's like, oh, why would I pay for a coach? I just could do it myself.
Yeah.
But it's that accountability. And if you're not willing to pay for a coach, how can you ask someone else to pay for your services?
Yeah, definitely.
So that's a really good takeaway for a lot of people listening. But Han, that is absolutely everything from us today.
Amazing.
Thank you very much for travelling all the way up to come and jump on our podcast.
You're welcome.
And I'm excited to see how well your program does. And maybe we'll get you on in a year from now. But thank you very much.
You're welcome. Thank you.